Hi all, how are you going? I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come on as we usually do, okay? Hi Jenna, hi Dasha, Ermel, hi 34, how are you going? What are you guys up to this evening? I have to clean up my tarot table, it's a bit like organized chaos here. Okay, all right. Let's move that out of the way. I'm not going to put any incense on today. It can make me a little coffee, so I won't put that on today. Just pulling the cards for the collective. We'll start in a second, and I'll lay them out because I have trouble shuffling. Obviously, with two hands you need to shuffle, so I'm doing things my way, but the messages will come through. Okay, we'll start with these cards. And we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about Neptune, okay? So it's officially re-entered Aries anyway on the 26th of January, and it's initiated a 14-year transit, okay? So that's going to go through till 2039, and it defines a whole new era, okay, of proactive spirituality, because that's what Neptune is all about, and lots of innovative ideas. Now, because it's in Aries on the from January, but it stations itself firmly in Aries on the 12th to the 16th approximately of January, and going crazy, of April. Okay, so we'll talk about the key aspects of this in a second. And the cards we have here are the Star, the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Judgment card, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, all right. So, I love your beachy looking deck. Beachy looking deck. Okay, so what time is it? We'll make it 4 minutes. We'll talk about this. Okay, so Neptune fully stationing itself in Aries on April the 14th till the 16th. It's a really powerful time, especially, you know, for us spiritual folk out here. Neptune is all about spirituality. It's actually going to join a full 6-body stellium on the 17th of April, which is going to be a super exciting time. There's lots of astrology out there, guys. I'm not an astrologist and I do not claim to be one, but I'm learning, and I want to bring forward astrology. It is my religion and it is super important to each of us all. So make sure you're looking at your sun and rising. There are some, like my go-to astrologists down below, which are very reputable, and I can say that, you know, those would be the best channels online that I've found, okay, as well as Pam Gregory. I think Pam's down there, but I don't think Pam does mundane astrology so much anymore. So the key aspects of Neptune in Aries for 2026 April and beyond, super intense here. And it's going to be joined in Aries by the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. And that's going to create like a massive shift in individual action, leadership, bold initiatives, okay? And Mars conjuncts Neptune, because Mars is already in Aries, on the 13th of April. So that's what we're talking about today, okay? And accelerates spiritual action and courageous endeavors. So if you're feeling like you want to get a little bit more, let's get spiritual, It is a beautiful time here. You've got the star energy. So this is, oh, she's naked. Star Aquarius energy. If there's anything you've been aiming for, if there's anything you've been like wanting to initiate, especially in regards to spirituality, especially in regards to increasing your psychic powers, learning anything esoteric, learning tarot, learning astrology, doing anything that is spiritual, is going to be a perfect time. And if you're already doing that, you may get like level ups, or in regards to like your psychic abilities, or anything that you know is your gift. Okay, a lot of people have telepathy. Things may be ramping up around this time in regards to that. So Neptune is a very dream-like, okay, spiritual energy to the fire sign of Aries, turning that faith you have into action, because of course Aries is all about action and encourages us to take bold steps. And the last time this happened was basically, I think it was 165 years ago in 1860s, between 1860 and 1870. It's like, and that was a period marked by significant social reform and war, I will say, okay, and war as well, of course. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and Aries is about action, but on the flip side, or on the, I wouldn't say negative side, but on that fiery energy, it can talk about wars. So we may be like seeing more in the news about what's going on in the Middle East at this time as well, especially around those dates. So Neptune's going to transit into Aries through till March 2039, okay? But that stellium, that planetary lineup, including Chiron, will be on the 17th of April. We'll do another video closer to that. So it's basically, you know, this is going to be influencing a generation to rewrite the collective narrative, focusing on new frontiers of spirituality, scientific advancements, passionate and protective, fiery nature as well, and also, you know, getting really serious, I suppose, and passionate about anything spiritual. So it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time for me as a reader, to be able to have this to our advantage, right? Readers, astrologers. So go check your birth chart out as well. See where your sun rising is and see where it falls. It's in my, I'm a Capricorn rising, so it's in my 4th house of home and family. So look at where it, you know, lays in your chart. It is a time to really fulfill your dreams. You have the star and you have the 9 of cups here with my new nails. I can't seem to pick this card up off the table, so you can see it there. Just be aware that, you know, you do have the Mars there, so it's fire, and then you've got this fiery energy here, these ones. You may be really protecting your boundaries right now. Also, I want to say protect yourself. I mean, we always have to protect ourselves spiritually, but protect yourself possibly more than normal. As soon as you start opening up to anything esoteric, whatever it is, whether it's tarot or anything, you know, any sort of magic pursuits, just be very careful. Make sure you're protecting your energy. Be careful of any illusions as well. We have the 7 of cups here, but we do have 2 9s, so Virgo energy is really prevalent in the reading for any Virgos out there. I know a lot of people online are Virgos. Okay, so it's a really beautiful time, Neptune being in, you know, this conjunction in Mars. It's the fiery aspect, conjunct with the spiritual, so it's getting really passionate about your projects, endeavors, and like I said, anything spiritual or anything to do with your spirit and soul and what you're passionate about and what makes you feel independent and free. You know, you've got the 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups here. It's very time for self-growth, and not to let other people like come in and say what they think you should be doing either, you know. I mean, not for myself personally, but I'm sure there's other people out there, maybe that are in your circle that don't necessarily have your beliefs and faiths, and you may not even be in that spiritual sense so much, but you know, your religious faiths, etc. And judgment, so judgment under the star is now is the time for a miracle. Now is the time for like huge blessings to come in, and there might not just be about spiritual blessings as well. Okay, something actually I do feel global could be more of a positive note around this time as well, even though Mars is still there, right? you know, it can sort of go either way, or you may hear some good news on a global level on the news, whatever news you watch, hopefully alternative news, but you know, finding out the truth in things. This is definitely a time for exciting new adventures, okay? New endeavors. Like I said, anything you can do that is spiritual in any sense, or add to your schedule, like meditation, would be perfect. We're going to go to the questions today. Hi, Thandika. Kritika, hello. Jenna, hi. Eddie's here. Eddie, post your question. Let me know, Eddie, if you want me to use any specific decks, and we will be underway, okay? Thank you, Eddie, and post your question. I'm just looking around my table at what decks I have and what's sort of calling to me. Although this morning the deck that I'm using right now, which is the Morgan Greer deck, was sort of calling to me. So as soon as a card comes out, I know to split the deck. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, you've got the Emperor here. Okay, basically the rest of the first half of the year, so up to June. Wow. You've got a really nice spread here so far, really nice. I want to say Two of Cups is here as well in regards to relationships with others or choices you have to make. There is a new beginning. The Ace of Rods is above Two of Cups here in regards to your relationship with Stacey, probably, which is, you know, really, really promising. I think you're coming to a point where you understand things a lot more on a mental level about what you need to do to step into your own personal power, as well as like to support the relationship and support your partner. Okay, there will be some choices to make, Eddie, between now and June, but you've got this. Look at this, you've got the Magician energy. So Virgo, Gemini, you've got Aries, you've got Cancer energy. July could be very significant. You've got Cancer right in the middle of your reading. So even though you said up to, you know, June or up to mid-year, you've got basically something going on that's super exciting. And I'm going to say it's probably around your relationships, or your relationship with your partner. 10 of Cups and the Two of Cups are on either side of the Chariot. And I think spirits, I really do feel, because I'm like getting downloads now, I'm getting like hits from Spirit here channeled. Spirit is sort of like saying there is a lesson you had to learn here to be able to be more assertive, possibly with yourself, with her, you know. And you know, I'm not a feminist in any way, but there's something here like that's coming through about like taking the lead more as a man in the relationship, as the masculine, will benefit you, okay, will benefit the relationship. And there's more of a, I'm going to clarify the Two of Cups in a second. You're going to be like really more at peace in your mind, I would say, and together, like, you know, peaceful in your own mind and peaceful together in your relationship, sort of knowing which direction. There is a choice that you're making. Now, this could be traveling together, moving in together. This could be something like quite, I'm going to say quite significant around mid-year, like around June, July. You could be talking about living together. You could be talking about traveling. You could even be talking about marriage. I mean, it's possible. I'm going to clarify that in a second. You're going to start seeing, literally tangibly seeing, the seeds and the fruit that you have been putting out there, what you have already planted, really growing. So more like the knowledge is going, you know, the wisdom that you have is going to start showing up. The outcome will start showing up around, definitely between July and October, but I think it's more like June, July as well. I think you're looking at your mind in a very analytic way. You're getting a lot more balanced in which way you need to move forward, and in your speech as well. Okay, your speech and your thoughts, taking control more so over what you say and what you think, and also not, like I said yesterday, reacting so quickly, going away and thinking about things and coming back. It's like, this doesn't have to just be about Stacey. This can be about career. This can be about other people around you. But you could be sort of like going, well, let me just, if you don't know the answer to something, whereas like I said yesterday before, you may just rush in and say something you regret later, or say it in a way that you didn't mean it. So you have to sort of backtrack. I feel that that's improving. I think you're sort of like getting to a point, not that you're not mature now, but more of a, or were mature, before this reading. What I'm saying is you're gaining control of your mind more. I've been experiencing this, the gaining control of your mind. You're almost like viewing it from an outside perspective, or viewing yourself from your higher self more on a mental level. Like I said, what you think, what you say, that beep just happens. So that's just a clarification. Ace of Wands. So there is some sort of new beginning with your relationship, like I said. And you're bringing what you've already wanted, or what you've wanting to manifest, you're bringing it in. So this is a really beautiful reading. I would just say to take time out more on your own, not more than you do now. What I mean is when you're feeling like imbalanced, especially on a mental level, and you feel like you're going backwards, or you're going back to old patterns or habits, is to maybe step back and analyze your mind, even journal your own mind. And does that make sense? I'm sure you're a smart guy. That makes sense. Analyze how you're thinking, why you're thinking it. Are you thinking it because of yourself, because of her, or from past hurts that or experiences you've gone through or buried? So let's clarify this Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups. Spirit, show me clearly what this is all about. Okay, Page of Cups. So there is an offer coming in here. There is some sort of offer or news. It's something that you weren't decided about before, but like I said, by mid-year, you're going to make that decision. You're going to see clearly which way you need to go forward with the relationship. You always get the Devil or the Seven of Swords. You've got the Devil here, Capricorn. I know you've got Capricorn in your chart. I'm pretty sure you're a rising Capricorn. You're stepping into more of your own, like you said, sovereignty. You got the Fool here. Definitely a cycle is currently or just ended. You're stepping into a new way of being, new way of thinking, new way of processing your mind and your emotions in a much more mature way. So you can come back to Stacey or work colleagues or bosses or whatever with clear understanding of where you are, like where you stand in your own mind, and be able to bring this like clarity and or even boundaries there. But you've got a very, I would say, romantic time coming up. You may be exploring different things in the boudoir. You may be being more sensual. Venus is sextiling. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That will be the next video, so you might want to jump on to hear about that. But I think that's going to affect you greatly. I think that's, let me just find out when those dates are. I've got all the April transits here, so give me a second. I am working one-handed here. Yeah, we've got on the 13th of April, Venus sextiling Jupiter. And that is all about social expansion. So I do feel like, even though, we'll talk about April, we'll talk about the next 6 months or the next 3 months here. I think like you are going to socially expand more. You're going to be more open to emotionally communicating and being open. I do get this very strong listening energy, and I feel that then, yeah, look at that. Your communication, Ace of Swords, is going to be on point. I think like you're going to be much more of the listener than the talker. Is that real? Okay. And I don't think that Devil is anything negative. I actually feel it's more like the inner depths of like your desires and passions really showing up, especially with the cards around it, and especially because we have the Two of Swords in the reverse and then the Ace of Swords in the upright. Getting much clearer of mind here, Eddie. Really nice reading. Why is the Magician here? Seven of Cups. Breaking through illusions, breaking through, yeah. It's almost like you've done such a long period of different experiences with heartbreak, family, friendships in the past, childhood, teens, etc. You're sort of like really, it's almost like definitely moved away from it. Okay, you're cutting through illusions here, and if there is any illusion, you're taking time out to assess the illusion. Is it real? Is it not? I'm thinking this way because it's like tangibly some sort of proof that something's going on, or not, or is it in my own mind? And then you're able to like put a stop to that possible pattern of behavior that's that we all have, right? We all have from day to day. Those negative thoughts come in, or you know, things aren't real as we seem to actually view them mentally. So a lot more emotional energy. There could be a proposal or a moving in together. I feel more so than travel there. And that's a really beautiful reading for you. Control of the mind, I would call that more so, you know, mastering control of the mind. That's why the Magician's there as well. All right, I'm going to look through the feed in a second. We're going to obviously start from the beginning. I'll see how I go today, as far as I'm working one-handed, and that's okay. Jenna, post your question. That is okay. Thank God I can do that with tarot. I was worried about not being able to sort of shuffle on the table, but the messages are really coming through, and it's actually really supporting my growth of channeling as well, because I'm getting like Spirit's giving me more messages through my channeling as well, which is interesting. Yeah. So the first three people on the free list are Jenna, Dasha and Ermal. If you do donate, do not forget to put donation in the PayPal, okay? Jenna, what's... Thank you, Jenna. I don't take too much attention on star signs, but because we've got so many different ones in our chart, and if you look at astrology, if you know astrology, it's so complicated. It's very hard to learn. I'm finding a little bit of a struggle, but I'm doing as much reading as I can right now. But yeah, don't worry too much about signs. We'll see what comes out. I'll tell you what signs come out if you want to know the signs. You've got the Come to the Edge card. We're looking at basically his feelings and what's to come up for the relationship, okay? So you've got Aries energy, come to the edge here. You've got flexible. I want that one. And you've got feminine energy, which is also choice energy. It's high priestess energy. It's that inner knowing. So really the answers are within you. Not the answers, but the answer to your question is already in you. Like you're very intuitive, very strong high priestess energy here. And I feel that that's sort of like your energy. There's someone's afraid to take a risk. I do believe it's probably him to take a risk to that next level, okay? Then you've got Libra energy here. And, you know, with this coming out in the upright, I do feel that if you have any doubts or you feel like, you know, is he being true of nature? Is your intentions good? The answer is yes, all right? I don't feel anything here. I think there is a risk that needs to be taken, you know, either by you or him. It would be the right thing to do, the right time to do it in Aries season. You've got the Emperor as well, like Eddie had. Yeah, it is the right time. What really sort of like strikes me here is that both of these people have swords, and one is a female. In the Morgan Greer, the Justice energy, it's a feminine. It sort of reminds me of the Statue of Liberty, this card. But she's, yes, okay, there's a few things coming through here. First of all, things that you may feel that some things are not balanced, okay? The Emperor is also, or can be, a controlling nature, but it also talks about Aries season, which we are in, and the main card that came out, Come to the Edge, is also an Aries energy, the Fool energy. And then you've got the Six of Swords. As long as you're communicating really well and communicating your boundaries, communicating, you've got the feminine and masculine energy with the yin energy. So there may be a bit of imbalance. And by that, I mean that there needs to be some sort of possible conversation where you both are on the same page about what's expected of each other, what it is you want, what your feelings are. It's not just about how he feels about you. Expressing those feelings, you know, in a verbal way, of course, but there seems to be a need to talk about something that's in balance, because you have the Flexible card and some sort of compromise here. You have the Three of Swords with the Flexible card. You also have the Ten of Wands. There could be something weighing on your mind or his mind, okay? And then you have the Ten of Cups. Like I said, you've got, first of all, you've got a lot of air energy, words and thoughts. I think there's a need for you to express your fears to him, which makes sense. But it also, like, will, after this reading, sort of like initiate you to action, to look at your own thoughts and feelings about things that have happened in the past, what you don't want repeating, what you want to sort of like definitely, you know, bury away and leave. But sometimes we have to dig things up. We have to dig things up mentally and emotionally, and look at why we're burdened in our thoughts or in our emotions to whatever's going on with you in your life with him. And I think with that conversation, the outcome is good, because you have the Ten of Cups here, where you come to some sort of compromise about what you guys, or how you guys conduct your relationship, especially, like you said just then, friendships are involved, and where there needs to be more compromise. So you'll know where you feel there needs to be more compromise, okay? And for yourself as well, using the action, because, you know, we all have masculine and feminine in us. We are in a season of Aries, which is all about action. And, you know, where you need to be more balanced in your authority of your own life, your taking control and lead of your own life, you know, where you're independent and free, and where you need to be independent and free within a relationship, and where you need to compromise and give up that side of yourself in certain areas, because once you enter a relationship, you can't, I'm not going to start going into like generational stuff, but once you enter a relationship, you can't just expect to be single and have your cake and eat it too, okay? And I'm talking mainly about, I feel that this is support for you, like advice is here for support for you to do. So the support and advice would be for you to have those, like that deep dive. How do things make you feel when he does or say certain things? What is out of balance? Where can you take control more? Where can you live independently in your life, to show that you are, you know, not just completely codependent or self-reliant? Where is the compromise, right? I hope this is making sense. Then you got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, which I like in the reverse. I always like the Five of Pentacles in reverse, coming out of a lack of mindset in regards to, let me just get another couple of cards. Seven of Wands, that's all about setting boundaries, what you will and will not put up with. How sometimes possibly you do feel or have felt, and this may not be just with him in the relationship, it may be other people, like past things, how you have felt possibly in the past left out, or, you know, not taken seriously or pushed in the corner, poor baby in the corner sort of energy here. And what's been an illusion and what isn't, and what's an illusion now and what isn't. Like, because a lot of the times, like I always say, what we think doesn't, and I literally thought that was the Seven of Cups, but it is the Six of Cups. So what is an illusion, what isn't? What are you telling yourself, what's true, what's not? And what healing do you need to do for past situations? What you will and will not put up with? Where do you feel left out or abandoned in some sort of way? And, you know, because you got that unit energy on all that information, it is about like this deep knowing of what you need to do. There is a super strong connection. Let's look at his feelings or his intentions. So you've got King of Wands, Aries, Sag, Leo energy here. Very passionate, very driven. You know, this is someone who is, they know what they want. Four of Wands. So he has very good intentions. I thought that from the beginning. I think he sees like solid ground with you. I sort of get this feeling like his life could have been a bit haphazard or never really been settled in a serious relationship. I do see this relationship growing. I do believe it's what he wants. There's possibly like a bit more immaturity in regards to his like emotional state and how he processes emotional things opposed to you. But that doesn't mean to say that he's not romantic or whatever. The Devil in the reverse is good. It's come out in the reverse. I would say that what he says is true. What he brings to the table, how he expresses his emotions. He's trying. Okay, he is trying to come from a good place. But there, like I said, there's Six of Pentacles. There is definitely something he has to compromise with. I would say he has to do the compromising. There could have been some sort of addiction in the past, could have been addicted to anything. We all have addictions. I still smoke cigarettes, and that's probably about it. But, you know, everyone has addictions. I feel that he's overcoming some sort of addiction here, okay? I think that he may find communicating very hard because he may be going through releasing something here. And he also may have like been in a situation in the past where he has been lied or deceitful energy around him. Doesn't mean to say that it could have been with a relationship, although it could have. But I just don't feel, I feel this sense of never really having anyone truly there for him in his life. Okay, even parental figures, not truly, or not how he needed like that support, or when he needed it, they weren't there. Okay, so I feel the intentions are good. I think he's really trying very hard. There's possibly, you know, well, there's definitely some sort of compromise, flexibility that needs to happen here in some area. I do feel a lot, I feel that there's a lot of, not a selfish energy, but there's a lot of things going on in his life which affect your relationship that are all about him right now. I don't feel it's a selfish energy, but this is just something he's going through. It's just that you're going through it with him as well, okay? That is your reading. Dash or post your question. If anyone would like to donate, you can do so through the PayPal link in the description. Please remember to put donation there when you do so. Okay, I won't be on for too long today, guys. I have a few things to do. We'll try do an hour. We'll see how we go. Hi, Elaine. How you going? Okay. I'm liking this deck today. What other decks? We used the Sacred Traveler yesterday quite a lot. Might use the Animal Spirit deck for the next reading. Okay. There's a man that really inspired me to get into acting and writing with him. If anything romantic develops, will it go well as I would like it to? Hi, Angel. Okay, I'm getting Bridgerton for some reason. Maybe you like that show. Okay. Let's have a look. I think this person gives you a really a sense of some sort of magical energy. It's like when you guys are together, like it's very oldie worldy, or it's very yeah, dramatic in some sort of way, romantic in some sort of way. I'm getting like the word swooning, and I don't know, maybe when you're acting, you're playing out feelings. You've got freedom is yours, okay, at this time in your life. Cancer energy. You've also got the moth spirit, so we've got air and earth energy here. Let's see what else is here. Know your worth. I feel this is more about more earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I feel this is more about this spread here that I've just put out. We'll clarify a little bit more. This is more about you needing to know your own worth and know that whatever's happened in the past, it's in a romantic sense. Like things weren't all your fault, or you had to learn certain lessons. Now you're free to surrender to really being more bold, really being more assertive, being more out there, being more vulnerable. So this person may really make you feel like that. Okay? I feel that there's a need here for you to speak up to him, okay? And really sort of like express your feelings and know that you're deserving of love, know that you're deserving of, I'm getting that song, Someone Like You. I don't know who sings that song. I want to put that card there. There's some sort of information coming in. Like I said, really strong. I mean, we're in Aries season, full card energy. You've got this surrendering your heart, being more open emotionally, knowing that you're deserving of love, speaking up, speaking out, and taking a bold leap forward. So, you know, if he's not going to make the first move, or if he's not making a move, but there is like an energy between you of possibility, I'm just hearing that, then there's possibly the need for you to, in a moment, Spirit saying in a moment, like there could be a moment where you're acting or you're, whatever you're doing when you're alone with him, and there may be a spark, and Spirit saying that's the time, okay? And the Ace of Cups is here, so that's new love, an outpouring of feelings. The possibility is there. And there's a feeling of sort of like never feeling this way before. You've got Sagittarius energy, finding the right time, yeah. You know, I feel that there is going to be a time when you say this is the right time to, you know, fall into his arms, or this is the right time to kiss him, or this is the right time to express your feelings. I feel that this is more to do with you than his energy isn't coming up at this point. We'll look at that in a second, okay? I think there's fear with you though. I think there's fear that if you do that, he's not going to accept it, or he's going to reject you in some sort of way. Like, oh, we're just friends, or, you know. So there is a need to make really put your heart on the line here. And I think if you do, you will be Six of Wands, successful. You'll get an outcome. You'll know, all right? You'll definitely know. You'll see clearly. Got the Hanged Man in the reverse at the bottom of the deck there. Okay, so this is almost like a battle within yourself. Should I or shouldn't I? I just had a card drop on the floor, so I'll get that in a second, but I'm not going to use that one. It was the Hierophant, which doesn't mean anything. It's not a sign. It's just like, I'm not going to use that. I don't like anything that falls to the lower plane. Okay, let's have a look. Nine of Swords. So there is some sort of worry in his mind when it comes to you. So I'm going to look at this worry. I'm going to get those cards now. I think there was a disappointment, possibly in a relationship, either with you or with him in the past. So you'll know whether that was you or him. The Justice card, Libra, in the upright, which is good. The Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There's someone that's definitely either got Libra or Gemini or Aquarius in their chart. You could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or they could be, okay. There's definitely communication, or they want to communicate, because this is their energy now. They want to say what they want to say. You're both very good communicators, and possibly, like, there's a lot to do with writing. There's poetry here or song I'm also hearing as well. There is a need. He has his guard up here. You've got 2 nines, which are Virgo energy. He is pondering this, but he is guarded, all right? I love the birds chirping, yeah. Page of Wands. I'm getting the number 25, and I'm also getting the name Adam. You've got the Ace of Swords here as well. So you've got a lot with him of like, and we've got 2 pages. He could be younger than you, but this is about him being, this is him. I do feel there's like a feeling of needing to be free. I don't think he's ready for a committed relationship. It doesn't mean to say you can't explore a relationship. There's still I feel like if you had a conversation with him, there's probably, it would probably like be like, I enjoy my freedom, and I still haven't explored the world or traveled or whatever he wants to do. I don't see this being a serious relationship, okay? And I think he's very spiritual, but I think you also have like a deep knowing that that's sort of what it would be, getting to know each other, enjoying each, interests with each other. I think it's more of a friendship, to be honest, Asha. I don't see romance. I see a lot of pages, which tells me he's probably not ready for a romantic like partnership in regards to sort of like more what do you call it, committed in any sort of way, okay? But that doesn't mean to say you can't have fun. That doesn't mean to say you can't get to know each other, or be in some sort of romantic relationship of some sort of level, at some level. Mel, post your question. Okay. Mel, thank you, Angel. I will put you on the list very shortly. I'm writing 3 people on the list at a time here right now, okay? Let's have a look, Mel, for you for a general reading. So we've got Neptune moving into conjunct Mars in Aries, right? That was at the beginning of the reading, as the general reading. Go ahead and check that out again, because I don't know if you were here or not, or if you heard that or not, okay? I will put you on the list soon, Elaine, because I only have my left hand, and it takes me ages to write down a list. So I wrote 3 people on the list, which we've nearly got through, and then I'll go back and write 3 more, okay? So yeah, Emma, we talked about Neptune conjunct Mars in Aries, and that has got a lot to do with spirituality. There is a gift that you have. I think we've talked about this before. You need to be authentic. You need to put this gift out there. Music could be important to you at this time. Also, like speaking your mind, speaking your truth, singing your own song, being authentic, and being authentic in some sort of gift you have, because there's something here about you have some sort of gift that is waiting to come out. You could also be awake a lot at night, I'm hearing, and just like do, you know, there could also be spirit around you a lot more at this time. So you could feel spirit, okay, more so around you. Great time to, you know, look at personal endeavors, passion projects, sing your own song with a canary spirit. You also have the butterfly spirit, so this talks about like things changing for you. It is a master number, which talks to me about magic, right? And it talks to me about spiritual, any spiritual pursuit would be really good. And there's something changing. It's almost like you're upgrading, or you're having an awakening here, spiritual awakening, or you're going to be going through that. You're actually going to start seeing, maybe, you know, you'll discover a gift you didn't have on a spiritual level, like telepathy or remote viewing. You also got time for a deep dive here. We're going to clarify that one. You've also got believe in yourself, okay? So you may be going through a time where you're, you know, this is the swan spirit. The swan spirit talks about, you know, grace and beauty, but it can also talk about the deep depths of emotion, keeping things to yourself. If there is things that, you know, you are keeping in, there's a need to possibly express them to a friend, or, you know, get your voice out there, okay? Believe in yourself, right? Social groups will be very good. You know, you've got Venus sextiling on the 13th of April. Okay, we'll be talking about that tomorrow, which is all about social groups and engagements. It's time to really look possibly at your social circle, who you're hanging out with. Do you want to keep seeing these people? Do you need new friends? Believe that you're worthy. There's quite a lot of healing here that's required. To know that you're worthy of good friendships, good people in your life. You've also got another bird spirit, peacock spirit, let it shine. So we've got sing your own song and let it shine. I think this is sort of telling me here, transformation. It's like possibly you've been through a period of time in your life where you've always been like the person who tries to please others or be what others want you to be instead of your authentic self. I think you're all being advised here to move into more of a time where you're being very true to who you are, very authentic, and putting yourself out there in a vulnerable way. And if others don't like it, they don't like it, okay? And they're obviously not meant to be in your life. And that takes us a long time to sort of like learn. Let's have a look and see what else we have in regards to that, because I think this is a lot about getting out there more and like letting your light shine, being your authentic self. And, you know, yeah. So Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You have the Fool. This is going to be coming out a lot in the next few weeks here till we move into Taurus season in the next couple of weeks. You've got the Fool. You've also got the Six of Swords. This is really nice, balanced energy, all in the upright. One more, and then I'll just, yeah, the Hangman in reverse. Six of Cups. It's almost like there is like a soul tribe out there waiting for you. People that are more in tune with your beliefs, your belief systems, what you do, what you enjoy doing, your hobbies, etc. You're really, in a way, analysing here. Rubies may be significant. Autumn also may be significant, is coming through. But like looking forward into Aries season, we're already in it. You're really looking at seeing things a different way, okay? Especially about your close relationships, even family members. And where you I want to say where you dimmed your light, okay? Where you've dimmed your light here. And where others have taken off you, especially emotionally, and been like, you've been emotionally dumped on. I really get that, emotionally dumping energy, like, and not to say that you can't give or accept love from others, but you've got the Emperor now. This is more like, this is an important time because you've got this bookend here with the Fool and the Emperor, which are both Aries energy. Being really honest with yourself and truthful, and having that deep dive about your close relationships and who needs to be in your life. Okay, so I think that's sort of like the crux of like what's going on in Aries season for you. Getting really clear mentally on being your authentic self, and if others don't like it, they're not supposed to be in your life. So I hope that made sense. Let me know if it did. We're going to move on to higher 34 if they're there. Otherwise, we're going to go to the next person. Okay. So we have higher 34, and then the Thandek. Thandek. We've only got 3 people online. Kritika, are you there? Let's see who else is here. Kritika. And then Angel. Elaine, you're on the list, Elaine. Okay, so thank you, Ermal. So higher 34, we've got Thandek, Kritika, Angel, and Elaine. So who is here, please, from those peoples? Let me know. General for Elaine. Let's have a look, Elaine, see what's here for you. We've only got 1 person online. Bit of a slow morning this morning. I think people got a little excited when I came back on yesterday. But yeah, okay. So what day is it? It is Thursday night, right? Is it Thursday? Yeah, because it's Friday here, that's right. Okay. All right, let's have a look. Elaine, for you. So Spirit just said to me, a position of power or a position of esteem. I feel this is what's coming in for you. I feel that you have this feeling that something big's coming or something big is going to change in your life. I do feel it's got a lot to do with career. I'm also getting acting energy, so I don't know if that means anything to you. Auditions, auditioning for even going to study or going to see other colleges to decide where you want to go. There's something here about studying. You're definitely moving away from like any difficulty, moving into a much more peaceful place here. And you have this knowing that something's about to change. So Spirit is advising you here to just observe the change and not necessarily act. I know we're in Aries season, but you're going through such a big change, not just like tangibly, but in like internally as well. Okay, Whatever's coming out of this change, whatever's coming out of this elevation here is going to be super exciting. You could be dealing with panic attacks as well, I'm just going to say at the moment. Breathe through these experiences and know that it's just, this too shall pass. Use breathing methods as well. Like breathing methods to work with meditation would be very good for you at this time, okay? If you don't feel that it's the time to jump on something, know that it's not. Like, trust in yourself here, but it will be soon. Don't ask why things are happening a certain way. Just know that they're happening for your higher good, Elaine, as well, okay? And don't be like, I want to say don't be flexible here because it came out in the reverse. You know, stick to your guns. You know, if you're really adamant about something, you know deep inside yourself, like you won't shift or budge on it, well, don't, okay, right? It's important that you stay true to yourself here. It's a much more of a flowing energy. I want to say till mid-May, between now and the next 4 weeks. I do feel it's really much more of a peace of mind energy. You may be wanting to feel like you're more, spiritual studies just came through, Spirit said to me, you may want to feel that, you want to sort of hermit yourself a little bit more. These two cards, or these three cards at the top are really like coming out at me. So let's have a look. So there's some sort of elevation going on. You have this feeling that things are changing, not just within your selfless soul spirit level, but literally in your life. And they are. And you are moving away from like any craziness. Let's have more tangible, please, Spirit. We have the Page of Wands, the Five of Cups in the reverse. Having done a lot of healing and you're ready for adventure. Page of Wands is Aries energy, okay? You're ready for some sort of adventure. You may feel like something big is coming, but you don't quite know when or what it is, okay? Spirit's saying don't commit yourself to anything right now, okay? Because you could avoid something here that could be a bit of a drama, especially with people around you. So you've got Venus sextiling Mars on the 13th of April, which is all about social circles. I think that you're going to break a chain or a tie with a person. I really do. Especially with the Hierophant in the reverse, the Tower in reverse, and the Three of Cups in reverse. There could be a couple of people, even up to 3 people, because we've got the Three of Cups, that are just not in your league anymore, I just want to say, okay? And you're breaking some sort of chain with them. They may cause a lot of drama or be emotionally dumping like on you, or have been doing. You're breaking free of something here. You're going on more of a new adventure, okay? And by breaking free of these particular people, you may know who they are now or not quite yet, exactly who we're talking about, but you're going to avoid a lot of drama in the future, okay? It's almost like avoiding a Tower energy. Queen of Cups, I do feel that is your energy. Four of Pentacles. I think you're holding on to hope, not necessarily to hope, but to the faith that you have a soulmate out there that is meant for you, and like is not sort of like waiting for you, you're waiting for them, they're waiting for you. Twin flame type of energy, like you're being very open emotionally. You could also be dealing with a female here that you've hung onto, and you're hoping for a reconciliation. This could be Yaz. You could be having a lot of dreams about her. You could be having even communication with her in some capacity. There could be definitely a female here that you're involved with, okay, that you don't want to sort of let go of. That, I want to say that, no, illusion is not the right word, sort of that dreamy nature about the relationship, the fantasy about it, okay. So that's really positive. I do feel though that in like how that's coming through. Why is the not flexible energy? Like, don't ask questions, just don't ask why things are happening, but you are being moved away from especially certain social circles and into definitely a road that you're traveling on that's going to be more exciting, more fun, okay? Yeah, you've got the boundaries energy, 7 of Wands, standing your, building that wall of protection, standing up for yourself. Like I said before, like, don't be flexible with others. You don't need to be flexible. If you know what you know and you know it's right and true within your own mind and heart, then stick to that. Like I said, okay. Standing on your own, the Empress. Taurus energy. So, excuse me. So I would say around the end of April, there may be a situation where you will not budge on, okay? And you're very aware and you know yourself well enough to say, no, I won't be happy doing that job, or I wouldn't be happy making that decision like that. Let me make my own decision. So I feel that situation's coming about more towards the end of April. Standing your ground. King of Pentacles, it could have to do with the masculine, could have to do with work, it could have to do with hours of work as well. You got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So I do feel this is more of a power couple out externally to you. Yeah, I think there's like, these could be people you live with if you live with anyone as well. This could even be mother energy. There's a really beautiful, balanced, grounded energy in regards to home and family. Look at your 4th house, where it is in your chart, okay? I think that's pretty much it. Don't ask why things are happening. Things are happening for a reason. There is a really strong Aries energy of action and a surge of standing your ground big time towards the end of April. And that's around the time of the planetary alignment as well. So just be careful with that. Okay. I think we had higher 34 come on. Post your question. I am going to go for a break in a second. I've been on an hour. I'm not doing too bad with one hand here. It's pretty good. It's okay. All right. Let's have a look and see what's here for you, higher 34. I'm going to use this deck. I'm really being pulled to this one for you. We'll still use the Morgan Greer to clarify. I'm giving the Rider-Waite-Smith deck a break today. Okay, post your question, higher 34, and then I will break after I've done your reading. What is coming up for me in the next 2 months? So you've got the card of the Fawn, which is choices. It's also the number 20. It's about being like on your own in a situation where you're feeling vulnerable. So we'll clarify that in a second. In the next 2 months, okay, there's going to be a situation where you're either put on the spot or feeling like you don't know what decision to make, or feeling very exposed, I'm going to say. There's the feeling of exposure. You have Grace, which is really nice. There's something here about beauty. Okay, maybe you're spending more time in self-care, what you wear, what you look like, what you eat, how you spend your day and how you spend your routines. Exercise is coming through really strongly there as well. Okay, you got the card of kindness. We'll clarify that as well. And the bottom of the deck, you have sovereignty, self-sovereignty, very strong Aries energy. Okay. Let's have a look at this vulnerability. What is going to happen here? What's going on with this vulnerability? Where you're feeling vulnerable, where you're feeling exposed. What's happening? You got the 10 of Pentacles. This could be to do with a family situation. I'm getting legacy. Let's see what else. The 10 of Cups. So this is a really positive message, like super, super, super positive. it will benefit you to really sort of shine your light like the peacock spirit. It will benefit you to really put yourself out there. It's almost like giving you an example. If you going for a job that you previously thought that you were not skilled for, didn't have enough knowledge on, it's putting yourself out there in the spotlight, and you will be in the spotlight, okay, in some capacity. But there's a celebration included or following this vulnerability. So if you put yourself out there and you sing your own song and be authentic and let your light shine, then there is this feeling here of excitement. This could also be to do with family or a love relationship. You also have a King of Wands, so this could be to do with the masculine energy. We have fire energy, or this could signify Aries season. There's a lot of drive here. You may even be, okay, there's something here about connecting with someone from the past, someone that you possibly had a disagreement with or ghosted or just haven't spoken to. Possibly could be putting yourself out there and being vulnerable and connecting with them again. Anything where you're really putting yourself on the line and putting yourself in the spotlight is going to be really positive and victorious. Okay. This could have a lot to do with, I'm getting a lot of like modeling or something to do with fashion or makeup, or I don't know, there's something, I don't know if you're in that line of work or you're sort of like, yeah, I feel there's competition around you. There could be competition about how you portray yourself and how others perceive you, or has been in the past, and now you're in this sort of like, I don't care attitude. I'm not hiding anymore, right? Seven of Swords in the reverse. I'm being just very open with who I am, and you're, yeah, because you're self-empowered in some sort of way. For whatever reason, you're empowering yourself, which tells me you've done a lot of healing. And, you know, you're like, well, I can be whoever I want to be, as long as I do the right thing, as long as I'm kind and loving and caring to those who are deserving of it, of course. And, you know, giving kindness and being that sort of person that everyone goes to. This is what's coming in for you. Being that friend, being very open with your emotions, being open with your time, not being emotionally dumped on, but being there for others, being for friendships. There's like a kindness coming in here, a really strong kindness. Something you've possibly you've buried your emotions in the past, and now they're sort of coming to the surface, and you're able to be there for others, to show them the way. I'm getting spirit saying like lead the way. This is very leadership energy here. Okay. Right, so we've got the moon in the reverse, Pisces in the reverse. This is about things like being coming to the surface. And with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, I'm going to say if there's anything being hidden from you, you're going to be blessed, I'm going to say, with finding something out here, okay? So you can set your mind at ease and move forward in whatever way you need to, with whatever decision you have to make. So there's something here about something coming to light. You've also got the Empress, so there is a lot here about beauty, fashion, makeup, nails, the way you dress, the way you put yourself out there, exercise, anything to do with gym work or anything to do with health as well. It's going to be really good for you to look into, to gain more knowledge on hearing. So you could be interested in like herbalistic medicine or something. I was talking about that with my friend yesterday. Or anything to do with self-improvement, okay? It's going to be really good for you. Okay. Eight of Cups. I do feel that there's someone in the next couple of months that is going to need your support on an emotional level, and you are very kind. They have had, I don't feel this is your energy, they have had or will be having a lot of conflict with somebody around them, possibly a masculine in their life. Now, this could be a work situation where one of your colleagues is having issues with the boss. Or this could be like a love relationship with one of your friends is having a breakdown of a marriage or a relationship, okay? So you're really reaching out, that emotional shoulder to cry on, that ear to listen to. Yeah, I feel like that's really going to support this person with like any burden that they feel, and you're going to give them some sort of clarity, yeah, and help them sort of see the way forward, not make decisions, but be that leader, be that person they can go to. Like I said, I don't think that's your energy. I feel that the kindness part of it is, but all this other stuff like the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands, I feel that that's the situation that's happening, all right? It could be someone in your family, it could be a sister, a brother, it could be anyone that is just really needing support, okay? I feel that's coming up, and I think that you'll be there. I think that you'll be able to give them really good advice as well, okay? Angel, post your question. I hope that made sense to you. See what comes up. Like I said, park these this information if it hasn't happened yet. This is things that are coming up, right? Angel, I'm going to use the same deck, which is the Shadows of Light deck, as the base of your reading. Angel, post your question. Are you there? Thank you, Elaine. Will this year be positive for me? Let's have a look at the main themes of this year for you, Angel. The main themes on an energetic level. And Spirit's sort of saying, if you follow Spirit's advice of these messages that are coming through, right? That's when it will be positive. I think any year can be positive, any day can be positive for anybody. It's how we perceive it, right? It's how we perceive things, and it's how we process things, and it's how we react or don't react to things, okay? So you've got water and air energy here. You've got fire, so it looks like we're going to get all sort of like, the only one we're missing here is earth, and there's the earth energy. Then you've got more water energy, okay. I feel it's going to be a very happy year if you step into some sort of self-empowerment, if you balance things as well, if you're not juggling too much, if you drop things that aren't priority and just look at all areas of your life and what is imbalanced, what you're spending too much time on, what you need to spend more time on, or with who you need to spend more time with. It's going to be a year of feeling through others' emotions and your own. That it's not going to be without stormy weather, all right? It's not going to be without some turmoil, probably other people involved in that turmoil. The 21st and the 22nd is coming up here. Now this could be, and the 8th and the 9th. And sequences, sorry, let me start again. I just had an itch. Okay, we got 20, 21, 22. So there's something here about, you know, those dates of any month. April's coming through really strongly though. The 31st of a month and the 8th or 9th of a month, okay? Leo energy is really strong here in both of these cards, because Leo, even though this is earth energy, it is the number 8. It talks about Leo energy, and the card above it is Leo energy, okay? So August and September, very significant months for you. There is going to be emotional turmoil, and it may be because you're putting yourself in the spotlight or being vulnerable with someone or something. So and communication is going to be very important. So Spirit's asking you here to feel through, you know, this will be a year where you're really going to be practicing how to work with your higher self, how to use your intuition in a correct way without it, you know, by sifting through any illusions that you may feel. maybe things that are not actually happening, if that makes sense. So feeling through things, okay? This card has come out 3 or 4 times today for different people. The Six of Swords talks about mental balance, what we say, what we think. Is it correct? Is it not? Okay. I feel that you're really leveling up as well on like an emotional level, where you're getting sort of more mature in some sort of way emotionally. Let's clarify this turmoil energy. Why is that here? I think it's something to do with you putting yourself out there and getting a lot of envy or jealousy as well from others. Or others may be disappointed because decisions you make may, you know, they wanted it to go a certain way and you made the decision away from what they wanted you to make. Okay, yeah, look at that, Seven of Swords. I think like there's going to be a, yeah, I mean the Seven of Swords and the turmoil, someone's going to be disappointed that they are seen right through. Okay. There is someone who is really wearing possibly a mask around you right now. You probably know who this is already, but as you're feeling like going through this year and feeling the energy of people around you and feeling how you feel like, is the red flag there or is the good to go sign there with this person, you're going to be feeling that more. You're going to be honing in much more on your intuition. And then when you make those decisions, or when you are able to see straight through somebody's mask, it's like you foiled their plans, or, you know, damn it, she knows what I'm trying to do, or damn it, she knows like that I talked about her, or whatever. So there's like, people are going to be very vulnerable around you, but you're going to be vulnerable in a way where you're very authentic. And Spirit's asking you to be authentic, okay? There is definitely somebody around you that's wearing a false mask. Okay. I am Elaine, yes. Yeah, someone is hiding something currently around you. This is going to come out. I don't think it's honestly going to affect you much. I feel that someone, there is a decision. You'll be going on a different road. I don't know what this is about. If you want an extended reading, you can email me for a private 30-minute reading. We could get really into that situation. But there is something being hidden from you currently, okay, that you can't see, but you're going to see it. And I think you already either know what it is, who it is, or have an intuitive feeling, so trust that. Sovereignty, self-empowerment and joy. You have the Wheel of Fortune, that's Jupiter energy. We have Jupiter coming into, let me have a look, conjunct. I'm pretty sure that Jupiter is coming in last around the 21st, 22nd, okay, of April, maybe the 23rd. And that's going to bring a lot of happiness to you in some sort of way here. I would say, you know, we're talking about the whole year, but I think Spirit wants me to just really focus on the next 4 weeks for you, because there's a lot going on astrologically. We can't like base a few cards on the table for your whole year. Okay, that's not how I sort of like read. I do feel envy and jealousy around you this year, though. I feel that don't let anyone steal your own personal joy, especially if you get some sort of like acceptance, or I'm getting acceptance, you're going to be accepted for something or somewhere, or into a job even, could be even study. But there's a new doorway opening up on a career related level that's going to bring in finances, okay? There's going to be conflict around it though. Your mother may be very significant to you. You may be a mother, all right? I hope this reading resonates with you. Obviously, we're looking to the future here and like what's going to come about. So park this reading and see what happens. You can always go back to it anyway. And like I said, if anybody would like a private reading, we can go into any like section of this particular. I think there's still like a lot of healing. I think you have some mother wounds. You don't have to say whether you do or not. There's something here about your mother, whether she's like with us in spirit or with us still in this earthly plane. There is some sort of like past pain or hurt, either that she has or that you have in regards to your mum. That's really significant. That's the last two cards. Because she has passed, I'm getting the letter S as well. Now we don't have to start going into channeling spirit. She does have messages for you though. Like, so if you want a private reading, let me know, or you can email me, we can sort something out. But just know that she's always with you. The letter S is significant, either first name or surname here as well, even the letter M for Mary. She could have been quite like a pious or religious woman. She could have had a really strong faith in spirit, in God, in Jesus. There's something here about her religious sort of like views. I'm going to keep going with this a little bit to see what comes out here, because she obviously wants to say something. Virgo, she could have been a Virgo. She really wants you to follow your star. She really wants you to follow your dreams and your goals, okay? SM are your initials, so there you go. All right, that's just clarifying. She's actually in the room with me. She's coming in now, so I don't want to like Teresa's coming up or the letter T. So spirit comes in and out. Sometimes they talk to me externally, which she was just doing, but now she's come, sort of wants to come in, but also aware that I'm not going to sort of like, although I have let me just see what happens here. Let me bring forward some more cards. Yeah, I know this may hit your heart, but I have to say it. She said she didn't really die. She's within you as well. But she's like, she didn't really die. Or death is not the end. She wants you to know that. She really wants you to follow your dreams. Okay? She really does want you to follow your dreams, okay? And be curious. And be curious. She's helping you with your decisions as well. And going, you know, to put you on the right path. I don't know if you've always wanted to travel, but that's coming through here. And I do feel that she's with a masculine in spirit, okay? And they have a new mission. They have a new mission. Her and this masculine in spirit. That's all I'm getting with that, okay? But if you want a reading with your mum, you can email me. We can do that. Okay. I'm going to have a break right now. Hi, Anai Pavan. How are you? I'm going to have a break, guys. I won't be too long. Katiko is on the list, but it hasn't come in yet, so we'll see who's here. Yeah, I'm just enjoying being online, even if I am working one-handed. That's okay. The messages are still coming through. Elaine, I won't be too long. Okay. And I'm back. Hi, Katika. Your first question is Elaine's. The second question is for Kritika. So Elaine, post your first question. Thank you. Okay. What cards do I want to use? Probably these ones as a base, and then we'll keep going with the Morgan Greer deck today because it is talking to me. I'm just going to get your cards ready. From now till September. So love is going to be a huge focus for you this year in general. June's going to be significant in regards to love. I do feel here really wearing your heart on your sleeve, being very open, being very vulnerable. That vulnerability is coming through. And you know, we are in that Aries energy, being bold, being assertive, and taking control of who we are, but also putting ourselves out there more. And I feel that you'll be doing that in love in this year. But June's going to be significant here. And you're going to surrender to something. We will clarify that. The Fool is here again in this card, which is the vulnerability card in that other deck that we just used. So being vulnerable in love. Really putting yourself, like your heart out there and saying, you know, I'll trial. It's almost like a needing to be more open emotionally and open to dating other people. Okay, I think that's going to be your main focus. There's a lot of enthusiasm. There's a lot of butterflies in this card, which talks about changes. Okay, new doorways opening up. And also very moon energy. So we've got some Pisces energy here, but this is like about really trusting that even though the fear may be there to go towards a person, start a new relationship, study something new, whatever it is, you're enthusiastic. Spirit's saying you'll be successful if you just be enthusiastic about it, okay? Think positively about each personal situation that comes towards you is going to be really important. There's the card of action, Aries. It's also Sagittarius energy, this one, but this is about needing to act in regards to love, in regards to putting yourself out there in relationships, romantic relationships. Playfulness will really support that. You've got the card of playfulness. Expanding social circles, getting to know people. Strong feminine energy here as well. Being more, I want to say, out there and loving every minute of it. Quote from Seinfeld. But being very action orientated, going after things with enthusiasm, surrendering to something, which will clarify. And there's that moon energy, embracing everything with enthusiasm. Okay, embracing enthusiasm, being enthusiastic. There's like a mysterious side of you coming out here, okay? A little devil energy coming out here in a good way. And then we also have emerging. So you are changing. Again, this talks about changes as butterflies. As you move down this road towards this sort of like fear of the unknown, you're going to start seeing things a lot more clearly. As long as you, playfulness and action are your, and love are your main themes, and being enthusiastic, embracing that, okay? It's going to be a year where social, being out there, societal is going to be a lot better, more beneficial to you than hermiting yourself away in any way, okay? Let's have a look at clarifiers. What is this love and action here for? As the top card clarifies also the bottom one, as well as the tarot that we're going to pull. So 5 of Cups. I feel that you have healed a lot from past disappointments or pains. It's not a time to dwell on that anymore. It's a time to definitely change and move into action towards what you want, especially in love. This may be difficult for you, another 5. This change on a mental level may be difficult, like what you expect from yourself or others. A need to possibly change or to see other people in the way that you're seeing other people's viewpoints and opinions a little bit clearer, or being more open and flexible. You have the Lover's energy. It's a bit naked, so I'll just cover that up. We have the Lover's energy here for you. So it's just clarifying that love's going to be a really strong theme, and the changes in how you feel and think about like love and what you want out of your connections. Why is the Surrender card here? Going with the flow more, surrendering to going with the flow and being vulnerable. You've got a King of Cups here. You're possibly going to surrender to a masculine energy and, you know, give it a go. Saying, see how things go, see how things pan out in regards to relationships. You got the Hermit. I think you're going, I mean, you could be involved with the Virgo, but this is like going, really delving deep this year, Elaine. It's like what you want out of love, okay? 7 of Swords in the reverse. I feel at the time of any deceit or betrayal, you've learned lessons from that. That's linked to the 5 of Cups there, being like sort of lateral to it. This is very much putting yourself on the line and needing to trust more, not just in others, but in yourself. Playfulness is here, getting curious, doing different things, getting interested in different things. There's something here about your femininity. There's that Moon energy again. As you move towards your fears, you'll see that it was nothing to be afraid of anyway. Okay. And embracing your fears. I love how the Moon's here with what we were just talking about, with that fears and that like not knowing what's over the mountain, right? But as you're going towards your fears, you're learning much more about yourself and how you're changing, seeing things, perceiving things, facing fears, having courage. I'm seeing strength. Needing to let your guard down a little bit. 7 of Wands in the reverse, and not build up that wall so much that you may have built a little bit on an emotional level. There's the opportunity, whether it's in love or whether it's in career. There's a new doorway opening up here for you to be able to go through, and definitely ending, leveling up and ending something, okay? And moving to a different sort of like era of your life, stage of your life, timeline, okay? And much more of a mental understanding of what you want moving forward, okay? So it's a really nice reading. I think this year looks really, really good for you. I don't see any like major pitfalls here at all. I think it's actually quite positive, like trusting yourself more, trusting others more, being more vulnerable, opening up to love, like exploring new territory with different people, facing fears. It's really good. I like this. I like this for you. Katika, post your question. I really like that. I think that's just a really positive reading. There's a lot of growth there. There's a lot of personal growth, especially in regards to your how you process emotions and how you view others, how you give others a chance a little bit more as well. What is future outcome with A? Who is A to you? Hi, Maria. Who is A to you? Who is A to you? Are they a crush? Are they a current relationship? Are they a friend? Are they a work colleague? Are they a boss? A really strong nurturing energy coming through here. May is going to be a really significant month for you in regards to this person. You've got the card of miracles and new doorways opening up. You've also got possible travel. If things have been difficult to see, there's going to be some, with the relationship, there's a breakthrough here. Horses may be significant, but this is a lot here about angels. So calling out to, you know, the archangels. If you go online, you'll find out who the archangels are and what they signify. What they signify for you in regards to love. So it may be about protection, or it may be about clarity. Okay, so if you ask your archangel, Raziel's coming through really clearly actually. I think whatever like effort you both put into the relationship, and it has to be both two-sided, right? You got very strong 10 of Pentacles here energy. June, like I said, May, June is going to be very significant in regards to the relationship. I'm going to clarify the breakthrough card in a minute, but there could be something that you're unsure about, and you're going to have a breakthrough with that. There's going to be a lot of happiness in the month of May. Okay. Okay, thank you, Elaine. And you've got another horse spirit, freedom. These are white horses which signify purity. This also is number 5, signifying change. And you have adventure. I do feel there's possible travel coming up for both of you. May and June are significant. So if you've been talking about traveling, or if you talk to him about or her about going somewhere, it really opens up a different side to the relationship where you're discovering new things, you're putting yourself in new experiences with the other person, and like seeing actions and reactions to things. There is an outflowing of emotion here. I think it's a really nice reading. I think that there's no, at this point, like no red flags here. What's this breakthrough energy? 9 of Cups. So there's a lot of satisfaction within the relationship. I don't feel any bad intentions from this person. I think that there's a lot of good intentions actually, and promise for the future from them. Or they see the relationship as a promise for the future. I just keep getting a promise. They could have made you a promise, or could be making you a promise, like we're going to be exclusive, or like I will do everything I can to like support you, help you in your life, something like that here. Okay, so there's a conversation. Wheel of Fortune is here, really nice. So this Jupiter is conjunct with Mars in Aries towards the end of the month. Okay, with that stallion of planets. I think it's around 17th, 18th actually. 5 of Wands in the reverse, I like that. 4 of Swords in the reverse. So I think as long as you both keep your communication really open, which I don't see it being a problem, you can avoid any conflict within or without, yeah? And there's something here about allowing like trust as well. Okay, bye Elaine. Okay, trust here, trusting each other. Yeah, making a decision, like I said, about travel. It could be to do with water, going near water as well, or even travel on a boat of some kind to get to somewhere. That's also here. Or making the decision of where to go. Maybe you're having a few ideas. I think you're both very, or they're going to be very good at communicating. Oh, should we go here or should we go there? Looking at travel brochures, looking online, things like that. And then you've got the 9 of Cups. So there is like from them, from their side, this is a soul contract you have with this person, 3 of Pentacles. There's an outpouring of love. There's a message of love from him to you. This could be like an I love you, or just really expressing their emotions. I think that this relationship is not going to go slowly. I think it's going to go quite quickly, especially with the horses. And this just came up in the reverse. So I put it in the upright though. Really nice and balanced. Balance with your time, your energy, your ideas, your communication. As long as you can keep all that there. And then you've got the Ace of Wands, which is like a level up. So whatever's going on now, it is going to level up. And there is travel here, definitely. Okay. I think you just need to think very positively about the relationship. It is going to change. It is going to transform. What's this adventure here? And the Wheel of Fortune can also be travel energy. So travel's highlighted, even overseas travel. Okay. Why is the adventure card here? That one fell, so I don't want to take that one. You're getting a lot of clarity. You've got the Two of Wands, like I said before, so it's sort of reiterating it really. You know, having dreamy ideas about where you two want to go, where you want to spend your time. Really positive in mind and speech as well. I think you guys communicate really well. This could be a twin flame energy. It could be. April's going to be significant. I think that you're going to make headway with the relationship. I think maybe he has some sort of trust issues. Maybe there's been issues in the past where he's had a relationship that didn't work out through some sort of deceitful behavior from someone else. That's possible, whether you know it or not. But I think that like he's mature enough, especially within his communication, to sort of deal with anything that could have come through, right? You have trust issues, well, either him or you. So that's something that you need to work on. And I don't see there being a problem with you working on that. It's about standing back and observing your thoughts and, you know, saying, am I thinking that because of fear or because of what's happened in the past? Or am I thinking that because he's showing cause for mistrust? So, you know, all that sort of thing. All right, that was your reading. I think, hi Jamie's River, how you going? I don't know who's next, but I will be leaving the feed very, very soon. Prior, I'll do your reading though. Why my body feel... Okay, so why is there fear around you? What does Priya need support with? Like, why are they having fears? There's something about fear of failure, fear of not being successful, also fear of like being alone. There is a lot of healing you need to do here, Priya, which, because we've got the card of mending. So Spirit's trying to sort of like point you into the direction of mending some sort of astral wound, any like childhood things, experiences, challenges you've gone through, especially in relationships or with friendships in your life. Okay. So there's a need to really look at that. Thinking, Spirit's saying don't overthink it though, but they do want you to sort of like get a possibly pad and paper out and write down how you're feeling, write down why you feel you're feeling it, and what is an illusion and what is not, which means what is real basically and what is not. What has happened in the past that you're comparing your life to right now? What has changed? And Spirit wants you to look at the positives as well as like the difficult parts of this exercise. So possibly you need to, or you'd like to mend something with a family member, all right? I think that like you just source peace. You're worried possibly, or have that fear of like things are going to go wrong. But there's a real need here with that egg being on the card to be in the present moment, because you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next, right? All right. You've got the all that glitters is not gold. You're possibly overthinking or thinking a lot about people wearing masks around you. I mean, there could be people. Let's clarify this, okay? Spirit's also saying with the building blocks at the bottom of the deck to start thinking about your own future and what you want that to look like and what you want to build for yourself, where you are right now, even in the material sense, and what you want, like what you want out of your life. Do you want to travel? Do you want to study? Do you want to go to distant lands and meet new people and all that sort of thing? Like, what is it you want? What will float your boat, right? What projects do you have? What passions and hobbies do you have? Why is there all the glitters card here? There is mistrust around you. Either you're mistrusting another, or there is literally deceit. Someone could have said something, okay? Could be to do with money as well. Could be to do with family. I think that you know who this is, or these people are, right? Okay. So if you're feeling anything about deceit here, you probably are right, I would say. You got the Three of Cups, which talks about possibly female figures in your life, or a female figure, possibly a friendship circle, or someone in a friendship circle. The Tower, something could have recently happened or is going to happen to tear down a mask. If you can't see this, or you're not 100% sure, you are going to be shown. There is some sort of breakdown of a friendship, or a group of friends here, okay? But with that comes a new beginning for you. What is the new beginning? Yeah. So 3 may become 2. 2 on the screen right now. There may be a group of friends and someone is lying or talking about you or whatever. The other 2 people, this is a bit of a storyline here. The other 2 people you may remain friends with, and one of them you may not, okay? So that's very clear here. There's a masculine here involved. We do have a relationship here, possibly either that you have or somebody else has, that has conflict within the relationship. I feel it's more like a friendship that you, like someone you, like say you have a girlfriend that is having issues with a masculine, that could be coming up as well. I just want to say, do not make decisions for others or get too involved in a relationship. Spirit's also saying the first break never takes, which means they might break up, but they may get back together. So you don't want to put yourself in a position where that's happening and then you're saying something about that person and then they end up getting back together. Okay, that could be an issue. There is some masculine energy around you, so I don't know like who you're dealing with, but you know, there's some males around you or in the future. There's also some sort of fear of love here, I do feel, with you, like, you know, you're unsure. You're unsure if something's going to end or whether it's going to stay, or whether you're going to have love in your life if you're currently single. That was your reading. I do feel that, like, if you're, like, I just want to say, like, if you are single, your twin flame is out there, okay? No, Priya, that was your question. If you want anything more, you can wait till tomorrow if you want to come on tomorrow, or you can ask me for a private reading and then we can dig deeper into that situation. Okay, I have to make sure that everybody's getting their readings today, and we've got Jamie's River. So thank you, Kritika, if you're still there. Jamie's River, if you're there. Otherwise, I'm going to leave the feed today. Didn't have too many people on today, but that's okay. That's okay. I have those days. Jamie, post your question. You are the last person. Anyone else coming on after you? That's it now. It's getting a bit late now. It's 8:39 p.m. at night in the US. So I came on a bit later today. I had a fitful night's sleep because I had pain in my arms. So I didn't really sleep too well last night. So I woke up at 2 a.m. and I was staying awake till like 5 or 6. That was about 5, and then I went back to sleep for an hour. Will FR convince KH to connect with me? Let's have a look. Yes. So you've got the message in the bottle card. Okay, so someone is giving a message to someone else. This is probably FR giving a message to KH. I would say yes. I think they're going to try convince them, you know, to call you or connect with you in some way. We've got the observer card, so you're sort of like on the outskirts of this situation, waiting for communication or waiting to see what will happen. That's what an observer does. And then you've got imagine. So what Spirit wants you to do is to imagine yourself hearing from this person, imagine them SMSing you, imagine them calling you. You can literally create anything. People do not realize the power they have. So very magician energy, okay? Ask Spirit to do this for you so you can mend this relationship. I do feel that there's some sort of conversation that needs to be had, even if it's just like closure. But if it's a new relationship, you know, yeah, Spirit is asking you to co-create. So ask Spirit, ask your guides, if this is meant for me, please let this person, like, please bring this person towards me by, you know, getting them to reach out to me. I don't know whether there's like a conflict that you had with this person in the past, possible. You want peace. I think this change that's going to come about within this relationship is going to bring you peace. And I think like Spirit's saying that like there is something unfinished here. You want to go the distance. You want to finish this up or continue with this or mend this, okay? So I think that this will happen for you. So just keep imagining them calling you. Close your eyes. Imagine them picking up the phone and calling or SMSing you, contacting you in some way. Because you want to mend this. You want peace in this. You either want to move on from it and close it, or you want to mend the relationship, okay? So beautiful reading. This is like very basically, yeah, you felt left out of something. Someone made you feel this way, or you made someone else feel this way. It can be, you know, either or. This is like a feeling of being left out in the cold, a feeling of being abandoned, ghosted. It came out in the reverse, which is really good, which is saying like, you're going to mend this. They don't like, just be aware that it may take a couple of days for them to get in touch with you, okay? This could also have to do with a masculine, or a masculine could be involved, or FR could be the masculine. But you're taking action. I mean, this is Aries energy. This is you taking action. There's definitely masculines involved in this situation, or they're involved with the masculine, okay? You've also got the Seven of Cups. It's really important to get clear what you want to say on an emotional level, get grounded, but take action when you do speak to each other, okay? You also have the Ten of Swords. All right, we're going to clarify that last one. There's something about maybe they stabbed you in the back, or you stabbed them in the back. Like I said, it can go both ways. But you don't want to fight anymore. So you could be saying like, I don't want to fight anymore. I want to sort of like put an end to this. Anything being done behind closed doors or behind the back, okay? So you're going to be very clear with your communication, but Spirit wants you to be very, it's almost like get prepared now about what you're going to say, okay? And step into your spiritual, let Spirit be your guide, let them help you. And even like just, if you're going to communicate, just say a prayer, please help me bring forward like messages to this person that are clear, concise and correct, that they see that I'm honest and true and open and vulnerable, okay? And I think it's a good outcome. I mean, but you do have a soul contract with whoever this is, and this could be you and this other person. They could be a female. Okay, that was your reading. I'm going to go now. Okay. I hope that everyone is really well. I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Venus sextiling Mars. So that's going to be exciting. Okay. Yeah, Venus sextiling Jupiter, sorry. It's all about social expansion. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. And have a great day. Everybody, great night. Have a good rest. Get ready for the next few days. It will be the weekend, and yay, the weekend. All right, and I will see you next time. Bye.